So, I have a tour, which I know you should come to if you want to rock out. And I also have a single, I've got a music video, I've got some merch, and I have a Patreon too. And I have a Discord too if you want to make friends, because I know you have none. Hello, underachievers! Today I thought I'd do something fun, which was rating my most transgendered moments from my childhood. Because there are a lot, and if my parents caught it quick and killed it at the bud, maybe we wouldn't be in this position. So today we're going to be rating them on a tier list, because we love rating things on a tier list, don't we?
Yeah, oh yes. Sorry.
And it's also very applicable. What's the word? It's also very apt that today I've become extremely transgender, in which I'm wearing a binder. Last week, we posted a video that you should watch where I wear a binder for 24 hours. Do I know how it went yet? No, I don't. But right now I'm struggling, not having a good time. If I sound out of breath, it's because of the binder. So right here we have a tier list, and we gotta name all these tiers. Call the doctor. We have a transgender. What would tier A be? All signs point to transgender. There's something going on here. Maybe, ... Normal girlhood activities. I realized looking at some of these without the context makes absolutely no sense. We'll start with wanting armpit hair. I always wanted armpit hair. I thought armpit hair was really cool. I thought it was masculine. I thought it was manly. But I also kind of thought maybe it just made me look older. I also wanted braces and glasses, and I don't think those things, you know, made me a transgender. So I'd say wanting armpit hair is normal. Is wanting armpit hair normal girlhood activities? Would you think that most girls want armpit hair when they're an 8-year-old?
I don't think so.
Maybe I'll put it in meh, maybe.
Well, were you wanting this from seeing guys with it or seeing girls with it?
Well, I did see Troy Bolton. That was literally it. I was like, Troy Bolton in that like Wildcats vest.
I know exactly the shot.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I feel like the range of transgender moments we have, that would definitely be one of the lowest. So if I put it too high up, we're gonna have nothing that's normal. Oh, thinking kissing was gross and girly. Thinking something's girly and not wanting to do it isn't a sign of transgender. Unless it is, but I think no, like thinking kissing was gross, that's like a child thing. Normal girlhood activities, I would say. Thinking something was girly, wanting to reject that. Asking for a boy haircut, I don't know. I remember I was about to say going to the hairdresser. I did not do that, my mum cut my hair. But I was like, I want a boy haircut, and she was like, okay, no, we need to take you to a hairdresser for this. And I got a bob. I was like, maybe I didn't ask at first for a boy haircut. I definitely did, but maybe the hairdresser misunderstood. We had to go back and get it cut shorter. I'd say that's like all signs point to transgender. I know that like tomboyish phases are a thing. I know that as a young child who's a girl, there's a lot of expectations. Ooh, you must like dollies. Ooh, you must want to be a mother when you're older. Ooh. If I was just a wee gal, I would want to reject that for a number of reasons. But the reason of me wanting a boy haircut, very transgender, but not the most transgender. You'll understand what I'm saying when we get to the next few ones. Oh. Next up, we have quitting ballet for judo. Hobbies aren't transgendered. There are particularly transgendered hobbies. I don't think ballet or judo were either of them. So the context for that is that like when I was like 4 or 5, my parents were just like, do you want to do ballet? I didn't want to do ballet. I was obsessed with river dance, so I wanted to do tap dance, but there wasn't a tap dance class near me. And on my first ballet session, they were like, sit round in a circle, ladies. Let's talk about what color flower we want to be. Yeah. But yeah, as soon as I quit ballet, my parents put me in judo classes. I'd say that's normal girlhood activities. Like, not all girls want to do ballet, some girls want to do judo, and that's fine. So that's lower, definitely. Next, we have not believing in puberty. When I was 10 or something, maybe 9, 10, 11, my mum sat me down, like, with my friend of a similar age, and was like, okay, like, soon you're gonna be getting boobs, you'll be getting boobies, and you'll have to wear bras. And like, I understood conceptually what puberty was. I got how it happened. I got that it was a thing, but in my brain, that wasn't gonna happen to me. I was manifesting not growing boobs, because we did like the puberty lessons. We were just like, boys grow facial hair and they get wet dreams. Girls start periods and want to kill themselves. I remember putting my hands up. I was just like, you know how boys' voices drop? Do girls' voices drop as well? Like a little bit. Just like a little bit.
I thought you were gonna be like, what if I want wet dreams? And
what if I want boner? Definitely Call the doctor, we have a transgender. Next we have refusing to wear makeup. I lived in an all-girls boarding house. I went to a boarding school and it was mixed, but like I lived within a very girls space. I went there because I was a scholar, but like everybody else, not everybody else, a lot of them were just like conservative, very like traditional. The girls like loved boys opening doors for them and like pouring them drinks. I still struggle to deal with that concept. I know it's polite, but I find it patronizing. But anyway, we had these dinners a couple times a year, and every single time they were just like, oh, can we take you out to like Topshop? We can give you a makeover. Which like from all the movies, like I knew I was the loser at that point. Like I was aware of that. I think after the first time they did the mascara and I refused, they were like, okay, well like you promised me that like in the last year of school for the final leavers dinner, you'll let us do your makeup. This is what I looked for the final leavers dinner.
We didn't say that, no, but it looks an awful lot like that, doesn't it?
That is not a lady in makeup. I don't know if that's all signs point to transgender or there's something going on here. There are plenty of girls that don't want to wear makeup for varying reasons. My reason was very obviously transgendered. Okay, because we have asking for a boy haircut in all signs point to transgender, this is less than that, so I'm gonna put this in there's something going on here. Next we have not understanding are you a tomboy or do you want to be a boy question. I was in the corridor in my school on the way to lunch or on the way back from lunch, and my art teacher, who was really nice, she was called Mrs. Lavery, I love her, I've not spoken to her since, but she was like, yeah, like, I think someday you're gonna get really girly.
Lies, lies, and more lies, and lies on top of lies.
And then some boys in the year below me were just like, yeah, are you a tomboy or do you want to be a boy? And to me, I was like, what's the difference? What is a tomboy if you're not wanting to be a boy? If you're like dressing like a boy, you feel like a boy, you want to be a boy, you're a tomboy. That's obviously not what a tomboy is, and TERFs will let you know that you could be a tomboy without wanting to transition. Which, absolutely, that's true. That's a thing. If you're a tomboy, you're not a trans boy.
Are you agreeing with TERFs?
Yes! So every now and then they get a point, you know. I didn't really answer it. I was kind of just like, I just got really shy and I was like, I don't know. And when I said I don't know, they were like, so you want to be a boy? And I was like, no. I think that's Call the Doctor, we have a transgender. It could be all signs point to transgender, but I think the difficulty I had with it was just so intense that it pissed me off that much. Next we have crying in H&M. I was so quiet at this point in my life. I was so shy that like for some reason it was embarrassing for me to like talk about like things that I liked or wanted whenever we went clothes shopping. But I remember I would just like hide behind my mom's legs and she would just like, she'd have to go up to every t-shirt and be like, what about this? Like, what about this? I think she remembered that I always wanted my brother's hand-me-downs. Like I always just wanted his old clothes. I wanted his old underwear. But anyway, we're at H&M and she was like, okay, we found these pair of boys' jeans. If we get you these, we have to get you a pair of girls' jeans and you have to wear them first. The next day I like pull out the boys' jeans and I'm like, I'm wearing those. And my mum's like, but we promised we'd wear the girls' ones first. And I just like broke down crying. I spoke to my mum about it a couple years ago and she was like, yeah, like I realized then that like there was no point fighting this and it wasn't something that mattered. I'm gonna put that in all signs points of transgender because there are more transgender things I did. And also like clothes, I like clothes.
The movie is like, it feels like a movie.
I went through a phase where I only wore red. Call the Doctor is like, oh my god, this kid needs imminent hormones. Not Slash J! Playing in the mud and climbing trees. I had to add this just because I was like, there's not enough that isn't just very transgender. I had a teacher at school who every time I did anything was like, that's not very ladylike. So this one is for her. Playing in the mud and climbing trees is normal girlhood activities. So shut up about it, Ms. Dowes. Next we have being called Spider Boy. That was part of the autism as well. I had a Spider-Man phase in which I didn't want to wear anything other than a Spider-Man costume, and it wasn't just for like a week, it was like for a year. And my mom was like, oh, look who it is, it's Spider-Girl. And I just threw a hump. I was like, no. I'm not Spider-Girl, I'm Spider-Boy. That's like a rejection of the label girl, which is like Call the Doctor, we have a transgender. Like, get me in gender therapy. I could have just stayed Spider-Boy. I'm mourning the Spider-Boy life that I could have had. Next we have refusing to brush my hair. Another one that I had to add. I wanted to look like a messy emo boy. I had a boy haircut, but like, it was kind of styled like a girl for a little bit. So I didn't want to style it. I didn't want it to be brushed. I didn't want it to be flat. I wanted it to be like messy and emo. I refused to brush my hair because of the way it looked and the way it felt, but like mostly the way it looked. So I wouldn't say normal girlhood activities because I don't think most girls want their hair to look like a messy little boy. So that would be in meh. Maybe. Next, we have wanting a girlfriend in Club Penguin. This was in a phase of my life where, like, every time I went to my friend's house, we'd, like, play roleplay games. In Club Penguin, my username was AJ12000. I have no idea where that came from. I was like, okay, well, so if I'm a boy, I want a girlfriend then, because the boy can't have a boyfriend. That was, like, a foreign concept to me. I was just like, boys like girls, girls like boys. I want to be a boy, so I'll have a girlfriend. I used to, like, go to the Penguin Plaza and be like, wave if you want a boyfriend, come to my igloo, like, we can get married. And I wouldn't say that was like a bi thing, because I wasn't even into girls at that point. That was a purely like, I'm a boy, boys have girlfriends. I'd put this in there's something going on here. Like, there's something wrong. That makes it sound like I hate lesbians. Next up, we have fancying / wanting to be Peter Pan. I always just wanted to be Peter Pan. He was like my idol. I wanted his haircut. I think that's when I didn't want to brush my hair. I wanted like Jeremy Sumpter's hair because it was like kind of curly, like messy. Yeah, I mean like fancying Peter Pan I guess is less the point. It's more just like I wanted to be Peter Pan. I wanted to embody Peter Pan. It's either meh, maybe, or that no, there's something going on here. Next we have singing Troy's parts in High School Musical.
See, again, opposite.
Did you Gabriella's?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I wish we were friends when we were younger.
No.
This is like me.
It would work out so easily.
Yeah.
Because we'd just be opposites of everything.
Like we'd go home and like sneak each other's. We'd be like, you want some dirt? Yeah, I got dirt in my pocket. Oh, you want some glitter? Yeah. That's all signs point to transgender for me. It just has to be. If crying in H&M is there, then that is. Being misgendered by strangers. Oh, I love this shit because at this point in my life, I had short hair. I had the boy haircut. I refused to wear girls' clothes. I don't know why I remember this one specifically, because I know it happened all the time, but we were in like an ice cream shop, and they were just like, what would this young man like? But I would love it, and I would hate it when my parents corrected them. Not just because it was like embarrassing and awkward for the other person, but I was just like, I want them to think I'm a little boy. So maybe being misgendered by strangers isn't like the writing that should be there, but like enjoying being misgendered by strangers. Because of the way I wrote it, I put in all signs point to transgenders. But if it was like enjoying being misgendered, like as a boy, that would be cool. The doctors, we have a transgender. Next up, we have only role-playing as male characters. Again, like, I was Troy Bolton, I was Peter Pan. I would go around my friend Daniela's house, and we'd be like, yeah, like, okay, let's play a game. I am the high school king, I'm the boy, I'm the prom king. But I would refuse to play girls' characters. I mean, it's one of the top two. We have way more transgender things coming up, so I'm gonna put this in all signs point to transgender. Next, we have refusing to wear the color pink. I remember this was a thing until I was, like, 12. Because, like, obviously, pink is girly, and I refused to be girly. Girly was bad because girl was wrong for me. But I didn't quite understand that. All I understood was that I didn't want to be girly. The first time I wore pink was, we got this t-shirt from the boys section. And it was completely black, but it had a little pink square. And I would only wear it because it was from the boys section. And it looked like a boys t-shirt. I'd say there's something going on here. Because, like, obviously, like, loads of people just don't like the color pink. Back in my day, that was the whole thing, like, pink is girly. So, like, there's definitely something going on there. Next, we have making packers out of Play-Doh. Obviously, that's going right at the top. That's going, call the doctor, we have a transgender. That is not a normal thing to do. It was fully like, I'm making a little willy with balls, and I'm going to put it in my pants, and it makes me feel normal. That was not normal. I don't think anybody knew about that until I told them about it when I was an adult. Next up, we have hating girls' sports. Kind of like the pink thing, just like outright rejecting anything girly, and it wasn't that I thought girls were inferior. I had friends who were girls. No, it wasn't that, but like, I just rejected the idea that like netball, for example. If you enjoy netball and you like it, good for you, that's great. I was like, why did they make basketball for girls? Do they think girls couldn't play basketball? I can play basketball. And I always wanted to play with the boys. I played in the boys rugby team. We went on tournaments and everyone was like, I heard there's a girl on your team. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy, right? You know that it's the best of both worlds. There's something going on there, but I don't think that's the most transgender thing. We have two more. Telling girls my name was Alex on the playground. These girls were like playing kiss chase, and they were like kiss chasing me. They're like, ooh, a boy. And I liked that. And I would just tell these people that my name was Alex, because that was a boy's name. That's definitely call the doctor, we have a transgender, because I wasn't just telling them my name was Alex as if it was like a gender neutral name. I was like, yeah, I'm Alex and I'm a boy. And the last one is peeing like a boy. I've told this story a million times. If you've seen any of my videos about trans stuff, you probably heard this. But I knew that boys face the toilet when they peed. I'd seen them stand up to pee outside, like when they're peeing against the fence. If they're in public, they need to pee, there's no toilet, they stand up and pee against the fence. But I just thought when they peed, they just peed facing the toilet. So I would pee facing the toilet, as in I would mount the toilet backwards. And one time my dad, you know, opened the door and I was doing that, and he was just like, what are you doing? But I peed like that because that's how boys pee. So that's definitely call the doctor, we have a transgender. That's the end of all these transgender things. Did you do any of these things? Are you transgender? Did you not do these things and you are not transgender? Or did you do these things and something else. That's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Again, buy tickets to my tour in November and stream Pet with Autism. The music video might be out right now. It might be out soon, but who knows? Have a good day, I don't. See you later, losers. Goodbye.
It's further than usual.
It's really far. How do I do it? I remember the first time I was asked this was in a corridor at school. It's the wind. That was scary.
That was scary.